Have you ever heard the story of how the United States almost accidentally nuked itself? It sounds like something out of a movie. But on January 24th, 1961, it came terrifyingly close to reality. This is the chilling story of the Goldsboro B-52 crash. Picture this. A massive B-52 Stratofortress bomber is on a routine Cold War alert mission, soaring high above the coast of North Carolina. On board are to mark 39 hydrogen bombs. Each one of these bombs is over 250 times more powerful than the bomb that destroyed Hiroshima. The mission was part of Operation Chrome Dome, where the US kept nuclear-armed bombers in the air 24/7, ready to strike the Soviet Union at a moment's notice. Suddenly, disaster strikes. The plane springs a major fuel leak in its right wing. The crew tries to burn off excess fuel to prepare for an emergency landing, but the situation deteriorates rapidly. The pilot loses control of the aircraft, and it begins to break apart in midair. He orders the crew to eject. 8 men were on board. 5 managed to parachute to safety, but 3, tragically, did not survive. As the bomber disintegrated, its deadly payload was released. The 2 hydrogen bombs separated from the wreckage and plummeted towards the farmlands below near Goldsboro, North Carolina. This is where a near disaster turned into a hair-raising miracle. The first bomb's parachute deployed as designed. It floated down and landed gently, its nose stuck in the soft, muddy ground, looking almost peaceful. But the terrifying truth was discovered later. Of the 6 arming steps required for detonation, 5 had been completed. A single, simple, low-voltage switch was the only thing that stood between the east coast of the United States and a nuclear catastrophe. Think about that for a second. One switch, if that had failed, a multi-megaton explosion would have vaporized everything for miles and sent deadly radioactive fallout drifting over major cities like Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, and even New York City, potentially sickening millions. The second bomb's story is even more incredible. Its parachute failed, and it slammed into a muddy field at over 700 miles per hour. The impact was so immense that the bomb shattered, and most of its components, including its highly enriched uranium core, buried themselves deep in the swampy ground. Recovery crews dug 4 days, pulling out pieces of the weapon. But the secondary stage, the main thermonuclear part of the bomb, sank so deep into the waterlogged soil that it could never be fully recovered. To this day, a significant part of a hydrogen bomb remains buried under a farmer's field in North Carolina. The Air Force eventually just bought the land to ensure no one ever accidentally digs it up. The government kept the full details of the Goldsboro incident classified for decades. It was not until a declassified document from 1969 was made public through the Freedom of Information Act that the world learned just how close we came to an unimaginable disaster. The report, written by a lead government scientist, stated bluntly that one simple low-voltage switch stood between the United States and a major catastrophe. The Goldsboro incident serves as a stark reminder of the immense dangers of nuclear weapons and the tiny margin for error that separates us from calamity. It's a piece of history that feels more like a thriller, a story of mechanical failure, tragic loss, and sheer dumb luck. It makes you wonder how many other close calls we might not even know about. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating and terrifying as I did, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into hidden history. Stay curious.